My name is Professor Ethna Lay, and I'm teaching here at Hofstra University for over 20 years. I want to welcome you to our first semester in Writing Studies and Composition, the first time that I'm offering it as a distance learning course. And I think it will be a very interesting process, and I think we can do this. So I hope that you'll bear with me as I get to know the kinds of ways that we teach in this particular environment. The first thing that I want to tell you about is that the pacing will be that in every 2 days you'll be expected to complete tasks. So you'll enter into the course through Blackboard, but then you're going to be doing a lot of writing in public on your own WordPress blog. So I'm going to tell you give you some recommendations on how to make a WordPress blog before we leave this first 48 hours, and then show you some examples of some successful student blogs from years past. The most important thing, though, is that you read and comment on each other's work. You can make video responses for your blog, but you can't right now post video responses to each other's blogs, so those will have to be prepared as text. All right, so let me give you a little bit of background about myself. My interests are in new media, so of course I'm looking forward to doing this in this kind of a venue. And I'm also very much interested in language and the way that literacy is changing because of the ways that we are writing. So this space seems to me to be an ideal space for communicating, but we'll see if you think so too. The first task that I'd like you to do is, as I said, is to create a WordPress blog. So in the course site, you're going to see a link to my course blog, which will show you the steps for making our blogs. So that page is across the top of your screen, and you should go to that link and follow the directions. In a nutshell, what you'll have to do is to decide, think before you make anything, think what you'll be giving your blog as a title. That matters actually, because it signals how you feel about writing, how you feel about required writing, how you feel about writing for school. Think about what the difference is between being a student writer and a writer. I'm hoping by the time that we finish in our time together that you will be a writer and not a student writer. And I'll explain those distinctions as we go along. So think carefully about the title. You can give any title that you like. I'm going to show you also a link to some other successful student titles, but don't look until you've made your own. Then when you get into the blog, you will be asked to do a number of things. You'll have to choose a theme. All of these things are changeable, and I hope you do change them in the course of our time together. You can choose a theme that represents your writerly self. Right now you may be saying, well, I don't really know what that might be, but soon enough you'll have some ideas, especially as you start to move through the spaces. You'll see what works for you and what is most communicative, how legible it is for readers of your blogs, and you will be telling each other how legible they are. And then you're going to be starting doing a couple of writing assignments. So the first one, I ask you to create an about page. So your about page, try to aim for about 250 words. Free write this at first. We will refine this in the next few weeks. But show something in this about page about where you're starting in your writerly journey, or at least where you're starting at Hofstra in your writer's journey. This may involve you including a digital picture of yourself. Those are quite interesting to look at and to review. But before you look at a lot of other people's, think for yourself, what kind of a photo or an image, maybe it's not an image of yourself, maybe it's you set in a particular environment, maybe it's an emblem from some other place, associated to popular culture perhaps, or some material that you like to spend your time doing. But what image do you associate with yourself as a writer? In the past, students have worn sunglasses to show that they want to be disguised. They have actually worn disguises. Sometimes students look off in another direction or take a photo from the back of their head to show that they are actually in the writing in a different way. Sometimes students show just hands at work, hands typing. You get to decide what works for you. So craft a short about page, about 250 words, and then provide a digital image. After you do that, you'll actually post your first post, okay? Everyone who blogs with me blogs with the same prompt. And this is the way it starts. Type, so here I am at Hofstra and I am blogging. Writing online makes me feel, and then you complete those two sentences. The goal here is to write, again, go forward, write nonstop for 15 minutes. This is your icebreaker activity. And then after you've done it, if you would send me an email, in the email say that you've completed these tasks, the creation of a blog with a very telling blog title, the about page with an image of your writerly self, and then finally this first post. So here I am at Hofstra and I am blogging. Writing online makes me feel. So we'll start with that, and after you send me the email that it's accomplished, also send me the URL for your blog, otherwise we won't know how to find you, and I will add you to the course blog roll. So welcome to Writing Studies at Hofstra, to the first semester WSC 001.